Closing costs. First of all, what are closing costs? What does that even mean? I get that question a lot too. And it's a legitimate question because you know what? Here's what it means. Closing costs. It's a generic term for everybody else that's in your pocket. Plain and simple. That's all the rest of the money that gets paid out to people that need to be involved to make this transaction happen. So, what does that entail? Well, first of all, the taxes on the property, the documentary stamps, the lender fees, the title company fees. If you're paying the lender points to buy down your interest rate, that's part of your closing costs. The insurance on the property is part of that. The title insurance may be part of that. The list goes on. If there's an HOA, if you're in a community development CDD community, that's all part of it. It's a whole lot of stuff that goes into what are my closing costs. And you'll see that on the final statement. You'll see the list of everybody that's getting paid out of this to make this happen. There's no avoiding it, unfortunately. So, all right, how much is it gonna be? A good rule of thumb is 3 to 3.5% of the purchase price. That's here in Florida I'm talking about. So on a $300,000 house, you're looking $9,000 to $11,000 in closing costs. This can vary quite a bit if you tack on some of these other items. But a good rule of thumb for straight up closing costs on an existing residential property, 3 to 3.5%. So $300,000 house, I'm looking about 10 grand plus my down payment. Roll all that together. That's roughly how much money I'm looking at to make this transaction happen. Now, do I have to pay all the closing costs? That's a discussion for a different video because in many instances, you may not. I may be able to negotiate that out of the deal for you. So that comes in the middle of negotiating the deal for your house. Many times I can get sellers to pay closing costs for you. Well, that makes the transaction look a lot more doable. If I'm not paying some or all of my closing costs, now all I've got to worry about is the down payment. Maybe we can do this after all, right? These are all things for discussion, and when I do a one-on-one buyer consult with clients, I go over all of this. The straight up simple answer when you're crunching numbers at night, how much are my closing costs gonna be? 3 to 3.5% of purchase price is a great rule of thumb. And we're gonna leave it at that for now. Don't forget, hit the bell for notifications, subscribe, give me a like, drop some comments and questions down below. And as always, if you're moving to the Tampa Bay area, shoot me an email or a text or give us a call. I'll be glad to sit down with you and talk through all of this.